What is up, everybody? I apologize for not posting for the last couple of weeks, but there has been a ton of learning opportunities, and I apologize for not having those vendor POVs. That's a real YouTube apology, unlike those fake guys out there. Over those last 3 weeks, I've been learning so much, so freaking much. And I want to fill you in on the three main goals that I've got for the future on getting to that like $50,000 range of inventory so we can start to go and sell at larger shows. Because currently I am stuck. I'm just stuck in the mud. So let's fix that. So here's the reality check of my last 3 shows. I've pulled about $1,000 and more in sales every single show. Now that sounds amazing on paper, but what does that actually mean? My inventory has been hovering around $6,800 to $6,900 every single show. That is because a lot of the cards I've purchased have been from newer sets and they've depreciated in value. So that has brought me to a new rule for my business. I will not be purchasing any of the newer sets until those cards have basically stabilized in value. I cannot throw away money at the moment to invest in those and hope they go up, but usually they're coming crashing down. For example, I just had a Lily's Determination from one of the newer sets. It's an amazing card, wonderful Japanese waifu card. But the problem is she was at $400. I invested like 260 cash into her and I got about 240 cash. So I lost like 20 bucks. Not worth it because it was a newer card, it was being manipulated, and I just didn't have the market knowledge at the time. Now, all of that could be avoided if I invested in what we could call stable product. Which leads me to better business practices. What am I going to implement to help avoid a lot of these problems, a lot of these losses? The first problem I'm going to solve may not make sense. I'm going to start selling everything at 90% value. And I'm going to start buying everything at 80% value and trading everything at 80% value. Sam, you're insane. Why are you doing that? Doesn't everybody buy at 70% and trade at 80%? They do. I really don't want to. Why? People regularly pass you up. Very often will pass you up if you're not giving them close to that 80% range. So why not make it so that I'm purchasing every card at that 80% range? And Sam, why the heck are you trying to sell everything at 90% value? And it's because I want to get my product flowing not out of a garden hose, but out of a river. So right now I'm making about 20% on all of my sales. But if I go down and I only make 10% on all those sales, but I sell them 3 times as fast, I'm making 30%. So it may not seem super smart up front, but over the long term, I'm basically maximizing my output of what I can accomplish at the table. The next part is marketing 101. If you can't see a product, you can't buy a product. If nobody's advertising you about something, you don't know that you can purchase that thing. So one of the main things I'm going to fix is I'm going to get everything visible. I'm going to buy some Zion cases for better visibility to avoid glare when I'm at my shows. I'm also going to buy some 3D printed risers to help the cards pop out, make it way nicer to look at so people don't have to crane their neck every time they want to come to the case. Additionally, I'm going to purchase a booster pack display case that's made of acrylic so that people can just come up and say, hey, oh my gosh, you have that pack, can I get one? And then it's super, super easy, it's super, super simple, and sales will go up over time. Now that's a major goal. I have future plans for what I want to do, but I don't want to release them yet. So I'll keep you in the loop later, and you'll get to see some super fun videos down the road of what I'm planning. Looking ahead, I am planning on turning over my inventory as fast as possible, as I said before, but the goal is to cycle it. Cycle through my whole inventory every 2 weeks for the next 6 months to increase what I'm capable of. That's going to include some grading, because the more cards I'm going through, the more that I see that looks super clean, the more that I can grade at a show. The more cards I get, the better product I can understand on what people really like and what they don't. I'm already getting a ton of requests for vintage, so why don't I just fulfill that? And as I said, I'll just be upgrading the setup. So that's the major plan of attack. That's where I want to be, and that's where we're going to go. Because I am so freaking tired of taking L after L after L at these shows. So let's grow the inventory, let's grow this business, and Let's grow Mythic market, baby. I hope you follow for more and you're along for the ride. I absolutely love you guys and thank you so much for sharing this moment.